Okay, so my 1-2 punch for shore fluking usually consists of the single jig paired to a gulp trailer and the hard jerk bait, which can be deadly under specific conditions. There does come a point in the season, however, when any kind of soft plastic or gulp material becomes impossible to throw. And I'm talking about when these little fuckers show up in force. Now, happily, the timing of the blowfish invasion usually coincides with the arrival of massive schools of peanut bunker in our waters, and thus my 1-2 punch becomes a sinking, vibrating, lipless crankbait and the hard jerkbait, foregoing any gulp or plastisol bait entirely for the duration. I mean, that's about as mash to hatch as you can get. Now, the lipless crankbait is more versatile than the jerkbait, as it can cover deeper water. It's basically a hard body jig, and you fish it similarly with one key difference. Instead of a tight line pendulum back to the bottom, you want to give it slack line to generate speed on the fall. It's a pure reaction bite, and when it comes to reaction bites, speed is often your friend. So here you see I'm being very careful with this fish, even though it's not even a keeper. The reason is lipless crankbaits are notoriously easy for fish to throw. They're very heavy for their size, and when a fish head shakes, they can generate tremendous leverage. I do swap out trebles for owner inline singles. You'll miss a few fish that swipe at the lure, but single hooks result in a better landing ratio for sure, especially when it comes to lipless crankbaits. Okay, and here's the jerkbait I throw when peanuts are in thick. You want to choose jerkbaits like the zip-based Kara that have a taller profile and very chromy sides. You'll never find a jerkbait that matches the hatch like a lipless crank, but at least get close to the size and profile. It's actually pretty interesting. The jerkbait I'll throw the entire season, just like the 6-inch jerk shad, and I'll generally find fish that are willing to give it a go. The lipless crankbait, however, gets almost no love from Fluke unless there are clouds of peanuts around. Nowadays, I don't tie on the lipless until Fluke are puking up peanuts, like they were on these trips. And here's a good example of just how tricky Fluke can be. So this fish is in current, I'm getting it in close, and watch. Just full speed reverse and through my hook. In terms of gear, I'm using pretty much the same setup as I do for my single jigs and jerk baits. The C76 AGS paired to any 3000 size Shimano spinning reel, PE1 YGK X8, 12-pound sniper fluoroleader. When I size up on my lipless crankbaits and jerkbaits, I do switch to a bait casting setup. In this case, my old X-Pry 7.2 medium light paired to a Zillion SVTW, PE 1.5 YGK to 12-pound sniper leader. As usual, I'll leave a link to everything I'm using in the description below. Okay, so in the next clip, I was fishing with Max and Eric. I just handed them each a Rapala Rip and Wrap, not 10 minutes prior, and this is what happened. So first, Max catches this giant triggerfish on the lipless crankbait, completely nuts. And then Eric catches his PB Fluke on the lipless crankbait. At this point, my mind was a little bit blown, but we measured this fish, we documented it fully, over 6 pounds. And this just solidifies for me that all things being equal, there's something about a fast moving, erratic, hard bait that just gets the big bites. It's true for the jerkbait, crankbait, both in salt and freshwater.
No shot.
He's like 25 and a half. Yeah.
Wow.
Shit.
He's not bleeding anymore.
He didn't bleed too much. He's handled a lot though. Yeah. Wow. I still can't cut. He's so big.
That's like within 10 minutes of the
Oh, there we go. I think he's good.
He might be. I say 50-50 on that one. Okay, back to throwing the jerkbait. So there's a little eddy in front of me where the current loops around and is doing strange things, sucking my jerkbait deeper and deeper and then releasing it. By the way, I had nothing to do with that dead fish in the water. Okay, back to the lipless to finish things off. Now, I should point out that this video encompassed a couple different trips. These days, I find myself experimenting more and more, and when I find feeding fish, that's usually the best time to throw something new at them. So stay tuned for some interesting new baits and techniques, and understand that I rarely go out and spend an entire trip using just one presentation. That would make things pretty dull on this channel rather quickly. Okay, we'll end things here on this fat keeper. Now, anyone interested in private lessons, I'll leave my contact info in the description below. I'm getting better and better at distilling and conveying the fundamental mechanics of single jigging and jerkbaits. So if it's something you've been considering, now is a good time to reach out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.